Because like you say, wildlife is a really unpredictable thing. I can't tell you being serious or funny. Okay, I have to go with both. Hello, boys and girls. This is Dingo here, and this is my main man Hyena, and we are the wild side. And as you can see, we are in the wild, in the world of adults, where our voices can be heard. Cause God knows, I don't know about my main man Hyena, but my voice is never heard. I work at a job where no adult listen. Adult even told me himself, sometimes youth voices just don't matter when it comes to adults. So this is why I prove you are effing wrong. Here's Hyena here.
So,
Our subject is
today's subject, we're going to be doing a get to know the cast day. Because we realize you guys don't really know us, and because we want you guys to work with us, send us in videos every now and again.
you should work with me and not him, cause when
We're
you
gonna
learn
give you
his
some time
past,
to get to know us. So, to begin with, I'm Hyena.
he a bad hyena. Believe me, if you knew his past, he's a bad hyena, and I'm just a goofy dingo. I mean, I have a bad and good past, but mostly I'm just a goofy dingo.
We're about to show you that we're no more any special than you guys. We're average people just like you guys. So,
With some bad with some bad childhoods and bad past, but man, you really need to know about that.
so
I mean,
Dingo.
everybody has a bad past. I mean, come on.
Dingo, why are you so talkative, bro?
I don't know. When I woke up, I kind of had a bad ass morning. Mom was yelling as usual. We don't have, we ain't poor, but food is kind of scarce within these days. And Mom is pressuring me on going to diet. My friends are pressuring me going on a diet. School is bad. Work is heck.
All right. Second question. So, as per your name, being Dingo, like, what drew you to a more nature-driven name?
I chose dingo because out of all the wildlife, dingo is hardly ever used. Dingo is usually a word that's used for a goofball or an idiot. Like, have you seen Sonic Underground? One of the characters named Dingo. He's a living idiot. And we all know dingoes in real life are, I can't really say for sure, but I do know dingoes in real life, they are kind of smart. I mean, they do plan on how to capture. They do work in teams like wolves. And when the going gets tough, they will fight back. I mean, dingoes are like your everyday wild dog, but they're a lot better than to me, they're a lot better than wolves. Not in running, but when it comes to tactics and fighting. They're not as dumb as you think. So if I ever become famous, that would be my name, the Dingo. So that's why I chose that name. I want to show you there's an other side to Dingo than Dingo.
All right. So, just feel like we should go over this one more time. Why nature? Like, why did you stay in nature like I did? Just look around. What do you see?
This is the reason why I chose nature. Okay, let's go back to the beginning of time. There was no such thing as industrial revolution, no cars. I mean, there was humans, but we was almost as dumb as apes. No offense to all smart humans out there and scientists. I love to be a scientist. I'm all down for scientists. But no offense, what ran this earth and still run this earth today is Mother Earth, nature. 80% of this planet is still ruled by nature. Only 20% has been taken away by human civilization. During the 17th and the 16th and the 1500s, there was more nature around than any day when we were using swords and shields. When we get to the 17th and the 18th, we were using cannonballs in the Industrial Revolution. We was cutting down forests and causing forest fires. Now nature's going back. All the stuff humans done to nature, everything humans done to nature, all the stuff we cut down, we kill, we slaughter, we devour, we destroy. Sorry for this again. Nature comes back again and again, grown, stronger, beautiful, and still able to live to tell the tale. We drink and eat from nature. Animals come from nature. Water comes from nature. The things we sitting on, this bench is made from wood. Where does wood come from? Nature. Where do screws come from? The ground. The ground is part of nature. The clothes we wear, to the food that we eat, to the buildings we live in, all come from nature. Everything that is made by humans came from nature. So that's why this podcast to me, I wanted to call it the wild side, because before all buildings and stuff, we used to make some stones and spears. We used to hunt. We used to use nature as our food source. In nature, it was vice versa. Like how you call it? Like a parasite that lives off an animal, but it benefits from the animal instead. Like the hippo and the bird. The bird eats the parasites, and the hippo, or I think it's the buffalo. The buffalo gives protection to the bird.
It's the hippo. I know exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about that little bird that like pecks off the grubs and stuff off of the hippo's back, and sometimes out of bringing between his teeth and stuff, right? Yeah.
So it's like a symbiosis wildlife. Nature used us and we use nature. Now we got all these cars. We messing up nature. All these buildings taking over. I'm talking some city roaches. It was once wildlife roaches until we got our hands on nature and we morphed it. Now wildlife roaches and most bugs and animals that used to live in the wild has evolved to become city life. I mean, city roaches have over 100 diseases. I mean, come on, really? And most nowadays, if no offense, because my friend here, Hyena, he ate a bug before in the wild. He had not caught anything. You eat one roach and you might end up getting sick or dying.
This is very true.
So that's why I said this podcast should be about wildlife. Okay, why did you choose Hyena of all the names? I mean, Hyena's been casually used a lot. I just want to know why. Is it a laugh?
Well, the laugh is a large portion of it, other than the fact that Hyena is one of my actual nicknames. So in the gaming community that I am a part of, because of one of the nights where we spent like 2 or 3 nights up just
Twitch?
straight.
Twitch?
No, it wasn't on Twitch. It was just like we were doing it just so we could have another little interaction type of thing. During that 24-hour thing, when we were going into the 48-hour area, they are like, bruh, you alright? Because I got a little quiet. And then after I did tell them that I was still awake, I started being able to, I wasn't really able to control my own laughter. So
You laughing like a hyena?
I actually was laughing like a hyena. And it's like, oh, yeah, I actually kind of like this name, and it does kind of fit my personality because family means a bunch to me, and considering the fact they always run in packs, it makes sense.
Now, the second question is, if you were to die, would you come back as a living life form, or would you come as an inanimate object? Now, when I say inanimate object, I mean anything. From the things that you see in movies like Transformers or Spider-Man or Thor, heck, God even counts, but not the God of creation. I'm thinking more like Thor. Like, let's say if you come out with you can be a human with God-like power. Let's say
so
that.
like a demigod or like one of the Greek gods.
Yeah, demigod.
So if I could come back again, I would want to come back as a living organism, but specifically,
So no transformation, no transforming cars and planes or something.
Nah, I mean that's
my
kind of played out, man. I don't want to be like
a robot.
I don't want to be walking around as a giant robot and then have to turn into like a street sweeper and just try and play that off. That'd be ridiculous.
Oh God, that's funny.
But like,
Continue.
if I could be like any living thing as I come back, I'd choose to be an aquatic plant. Like,
plant?
Yeah, like coral or something.
Excuse my language. A freaking plant?
Yes, it's simple. So
no giant whale, no fish, no shark, no octopus.
No.
For God's, no offense to all people that believe in gods and, don't like that word, oh my God. But for God's sake, couldn't you be an animal that doesn't get eaten by anything else?
Actually, coral in themselves are typically protected by the fish that live in them and around them. So, most coral reefs that haven't been tampered with by humans are actually well and full healthy, as well as still growing.
That's the thing. Why would you come back to be a coral and chances are humans gonna tamper with it? And what? You're gonna die off. You can't move away. You can't walk. You're planted within the ground. Well, excuse me, I'm going off topic. I just really want to know why. Why come back to life as a living object when you can't move? What's the point?
Well,
you might as well be paralyzed.
By the fact that coral does grow, and I'm specifically talking about coral on the coast of Africa, where most people don't really seem to act with it much. So the coral in Africa has gotten larger and more beautiful by the day.
Key word, much, which means they still probably tamper with it every now and then. But
well, that's only when that's when it comes down to specific fishing endeavors. But for the most part, even if you were to break off a small section of coral because coral isn't just like a single thing; it grows into a larger system. You could break off a small piece of me, and I'll still be alive and well. I mean, a little bit miffed that you just took off like one of my fingernails or something, but I'll still be alive and well.
So when you come back as the coral, will you be able to control the entire coral, or would you work as impaired with other people that came back as coral? Or would the coral just be your whole soul, but turn into a giant coral? So would you control everything in the coral?
I mean, I'm pretty sure like packs of animals, coral works somewhere in it's like in a system because you never just see like one color of coral. So
that means there's probably other people that came back as coral along with you.
But we'd all be different colors. We'd all be different styles of coral. We'd be growing together, growing around each other, growing through each other.
A big giant city. Huh? Who would have known?
Exactly. It's like the most beautiful form of hive mind, except for in the modern day sense.
I'd rather come back as a wasp, king wasp, that could never die and I have as many queens as I want and never be kicked out. Only thing I gotta deal with is the wasp, but even as coral, you fight to survive. This is a living thing. You fight. Either it's eat or be eat. It's fight or die trying. Because there's no such thing as a king wasp running away to another hive. They're gonna kill me on the spot they see me eating if we are the same species.
So, last question of the day. What's one thing you like to share with the audience?
My deepest thoughts, and I'm not going against USA, my homeland, but God knows with Donald Trump in line, I want to betray it so bad. If I become a quadrillionaire with millions and billions and zillions and quillions of money, I'm gonna buy my own island, start my own country, raise up enough military and resources and home support, and then I want to go to war with USA.
Whoa, wait a minute. That last part's a little bit scary. Why? Why would you want to go to war with the U.S.? That's like going to war with Russia.
What's the difference? Anyway,
woo! Shots fired.
The reason why I want to go with the war with USA is because Christopher Columbus, he came over here, he took slaves from the Indians and our people, and they celebrate like it's some yippee 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 day. No offense to white people, but honestly, any black person that doesn't know about Christopher Columbus,
he's a psychotic murderer.
Yes, he's a psychotic murderer. He kills and raped the black people. He took them from their homeland. He traded them off as slaves. Yet there's a whole day where there's no school and supposed to celebrate him. How about this? Martin Luther King, bullied, treated, killed, murdered. A whole video about it. How the white people did him wrong.
And he was one of the peaceful ones too.
And the president tried every way during Martin Luther King time to trying to beat around the bush so he could. Because we all know what the president wanted to say. No, but Martin Luther King was too peaceful and the president was too nice. But everybody know in his time the president was being around the bush, and Martin Luther King just kept pestering him. A peaceful man like him shouldn't have to do that. Oh, because he's black. That's the reason why. Or how about the one white guy who had 95% white and 1% black got kicked off the bus and was treated like a minority because he wasn't fully white? Oh, you think I forgot about something like that? No, that's just so wrong in so many ways. Oh, and here's another thing why. The Cold War, how can we become friends with Russia and then we up and mess it up and now we at war with them? I consider them as good people.
We're not exactly at war with Russia now. It's competition between two of the top three larger countries. It's understandable that we constantly have competition. It's like saying that we're always like at ends with China. It's not true. We're competing with them, and in all honesty, because of the way we've been evolving and everything else, it's turned somewhat more like a somewhat friendly competition until things take that really wrong turn. Oh, this association is disassociating with you. Or, oh, you guys are kind of screwing up the money we need so we can stop being in debt. Oh, you guys are moving further than us and don't want to share secrets with us. Okay, well, I guess now it's time for us to try and zip past you and outdo you real quick. It's the way most life works.
So, yeah, that's why I want to own a nation. Plus, I want to become a king. Who doesn't? No, I'm like Hyena here. Share one of your deepest thoughts. And I hope it's about ruling nations, because honestly, that's what I really wanted to be.
Well, my deeper thought is gonna be a little bit more interesting. In the area that I currently live in, being here in Chicago,
No,
things
no, it's bad.
it's not just that things are bad. Like everything is never as it seems, and I've realized this not only because I've lived through it, but because in the greater moments of everything. Not only have I breathed through it, I've lived through what happens here in Chicago, but I've strived, I've survived, I've worked, I've done what I've had to get through it. For those of us who think that we can't do it, we can. It's a matter of driving the people around you. I've learned this the hard way because I pushed the wrong people out of my life and brought in the right type afterwards. And they should have all been there to begin with. From my own personal experience, never take anybody for granted because you never know who'll be there next time.
With
I'm
that,
Hyena.
and I'm Dingo. We're signing off. Do your laugh too. Damn, they call you a hyena. Get off.